In the heart of the Middle East, three stories collide. A mysterious call for a 150,000-strong parallel army to rise in Syria. A rare moment of diplomacy, Damascus and Israel, face-to-face in Paris. And across the border, settlers with children crossing into Syria, seeking to plant a new community. From secret claims to open talks and reckless acts on the frontier, tonight, we unravel the new fault lines shaping Syria's future. A parallel army, which is seen as an alternative to the Syrian armed forces and the government of Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa, is being proposed in the region. A report by the Emirati publication Aram has claimed. According to the report, the force would be led by Anas al-Sheikh, better known online as Abu Zuhair al-Shami, an obscure opposition activist with around 10,000 followers on X. Al-Sheikh has frequently criticized Sharaa and the sectarian unrest in Suwaida, while also targeting Turkey and Qatar before later deleting many of his posts. The outlet described the proposed body as a quasi-federal army, led by a Sunni majority but claiming to include fighters from all Syrian components. Al-Sheikh told Aram the force would number more than 150,000 well-trained fighters, with its mission focused on preventing the partition of Syria.
Even if that side is government forces loyal to the current authorities.
He further argued the body would be above the constitution, insisting it would monitor, not obey, the transitional authority in place.
Monitoring the transitional authority is one of its main tasks to prevent it from overstepping against Syrians.
Al-Sheikh also claimed the initiative had international, particularly American, approval, and said it followed long and ongoing meetings, internally and with external parties. Among the stated tasks, he said, were the protection of minorities, ensuring freedom of belief and expression, guarding against demographic change, curbing ideological dominance, and applying international detention standards. But a source close to Damascus dismissed the claims in remarks to Arabi 21, calling them baseless and without any grounding in reality. The source stressed that nearly all armed groups in Syria had been absorbed under the Ministry of Defense, which maintains defense pacts with Turkey and enjoys what he described as trust with Arab and Western states, including the United States. Meanwhile, Syria's state-run Sana agency has confirmed a rare meeting between Foreign Minister Assad Hassan al-Shaibani and an Israeli delegation in Paris, the first direct talks publicly acknowledged by Damascus. The discussions, mediated by Washington, centered on restoring the 1974 ceasefire agreement that established a buffer zone between the two countries. Sana reported that the talks resulted in understandings that support stability in the region, framing the process as part of broader diplomatic efforts to enhance security and preserve the unity and integrity of Syria. While Jerusalem offered no immediate comment, Hebrew media said Israel's Strategic Affairs Minister Ron Dermer attended alongside US envoy to Syria, Tom Barrack. A senior Trump administration official told the Associated Press,
The United States continues to support any efforts that will bring lasting stability and peace between Israel and its neighbors. We want to do everything we can to help achieve that.
The talks come after months of violence between Bedouin clans, Druze groups, and government forces in Suwaida, which prompted Israeli airstrikes in defense of Druze communities. Israel says it will not allow hostile forces to entrench along its northern frontier. Meanwhile, Druze leaders have lobbied for American guarantees of security and humanitarian aid. US envoy Tom Barrack also met with Israeli Druze leader Sheikh Muaffaq Tarif in Paris, who asked Washington to help end what he described as a blockade around Suwaida. In a separate development, a group of Israeli settler activists, including young children, crossed into southern Syria on Monday in an attempt to establish a new settlement in territory currently controlled by the Israel Defense Forces. The IDF said troops were dispatched after several civilian vehicles crossed the frontier opposite Alonei Habashan.
IDF troops at the scene returned the civilians safely to the territory of the State of Israel after a short time.
The military called the incident a grave offence that endangers the public and IDF troops. Since the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime last December, Israeli forces have been deployed at 9 positions inside southern Syria, most within the UN-patrolled buffer zone. Jerusalem has argued this presence is necessary to contain jihadist factions and to defend its northern border amid Syria's volatile transition.